The fifth race weekend of the Formula 3 European Championship week calendar, and that means it is the midpoint of the season. For the second time this year, we're racing on the street circuit. This is the Norisring at Nuremberg in Germany. Welcome to the FIA Formula 3 European Championship. But before we start, let's take a look back at round 4. 5 weeks ago at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria. Conditions perfect for the first race of the weekend, but when Ryan Tweeter went off track, flying through the gravel bed, he left a huge cloud of dust in the air. Unsighted teammate Peter Lee crashed heavily into the back of Tweeter's car, the Chinese driver suffering injuries, including a broken heel.
An operation on his foot, which I think went quite well. So obviously he may have to have 1 or maybe 2 more procedures, but I think, long term he should be fine.
Tweeter escaped his car almost completely uninjured, suffering just a bruised leg, but as you can see, the shock for him after the crash was massive.
It's really just a testament to the safety of the cars and that we were able to be okay after that, because yeah, for me it was a 75G impact and for Peter was 60 Gs, so yeah, it was obviously really hard crash and miraculous that we're both okay, and I'm wishing him the best for his recovery over the next few months.
I mean, it's all credit to the FIA and especially Delara, who build these cars, and they've done a fantastic job of making it safe as they possibly can for these guys. So yeah, I mean that type of accident really does prove how safe these things are.
A third driver was involved in the situation too. Van Amersfoort's Pedro Piquet, he escaped without a scratch. So here we are at Nuremberg on the streets for the annual German Street Racing Festival. In the Steiner Tribune, lots of fans from Italy supporting Alessio Lorandi, a man who won on the streets in Po. He's our perfect guide.
Hello, I'm Alessio Lorandi. I'm Italian and I drive for the Colin team. We are here at the Norisring, which is the second street circuit in the calendar. And after Po, which was good for me because I was able to win the Po Grand Prix. This circuit is very different compared to Po because it requires the minimum amount of downforce because we have long straights and it's really bumpy, so we need also a very different setup. It's really difficult for the drivers, and I'm going to show you a lap in Norisring. So here we are approaching the main straight of Norisring, heading towards the 1. Here we get the top speed of 250 kilometers an hour, especially in the races. So we need to brake at 100 meters very hard, use the brakes as much as you can, get the apex very well, and manage to get to full throttle very soon. That's the key. Then we arrive at the chicane, and it's really important as well to get as close as possible to the walls. That's make a massive difference because the grip is in there. We need to also look for the exit because there's a pretty long straight again. So now we're arriving into the last corner, and it's really bumpy on the brakes, so we need to modulate the brake shape, and yeah, then we need to still try to carry as much speed as we can and get a very good exit, because that's so important because of long straight we get. So yeah, this was a lap around Norisring. I hope you enjoyed it, and keep the finger crossed for my weekend.
Prema Power Team's Lance Stroll starts the race on pole position for the first encounter of the weekend. Championship leader ahead of Joel Eriksson from Sweden, racing for the Motor Park Academy. 26 degrees of air temperature, 35 degrees of track temperature. It is a hot morning as they head down the run to the first corner. The hairpin is traditionally the scene of all sorts of first lap carnage. This time everybody manages to squeeze through despite the cement dust from an earlier incident. Lance Stroll building his lead early on. And with somebody having trailed oil all the way around the circuit, visibility won't be great and grip even less so. Joel Eriksson closes in on the Canadian leader in the course of the race. And as he gets into the slipstream, has a chance to duck out and challenge for the top spot. Stoll goes in deep and on the dust, drifts out wide. And the Swede comes back on the inside. The track turns to his advantage, and he is able to keep the battle going, wheel to wheel through the turns. And this time, as he skates across the dust, it is Ericsson who has the lead. Well, classic wheel-to-wheel Norisring racing. Low traction not really helping anybody here, and Ericsson makes it through. Very quick too, car number 6, Callum Eilert, the Van Amersfoort driver, had an engine change and a 10-place grid drop for all 3 races here in Nuremberg as a result. He was second in qualifying, had to start from 12th place. He got by Sergio Camara. Trouble though for Max Gunter, front wheel damage as he clipped a wall. He'll head into the pit lane. After 19 laps, Callum Eilert overshot in turn 1 and clattered into Joel Eriksson. Diving past the number 1 car, Lance Stroll, who then took the lead after the incident.
It was really stupid from Eilert, I have to say, because everyone knows that you cannot brake on the inside for corner 1 because there is so much shit on the track. So I was focused on the braking point and the reference, so then I start to stir in, and then suddenly I got hit in the left front by Eilert.
End of the race then for Joel Eriksson, the leader, out. Comforting arm from his father in the pit lane, but he is absolutely livid. Restart from behind the safety car. Lance Stroll now with the lead from Sergio Camara. And once more a chance to try and build the advantage for the Prema Power Team driver. Camara here in the number 9 Red Bull car, tangling with China's Guangzhou Zhu. And Zhu heavily into the barriers. Camara coming off with less damage, but nevertheless forced to park it at the side of the road. Safety car back out again. And they are released at the end of the lap, allowing Lance Stroll to tear towards the checkered flag and victory in a rather bitty race 1. Nico Carey took second, and New Zealand's Nick Cassidy completed the podium. So confirmation of the result. Stroll jumping away at the end of the safety car ahead of Carey and Cassidy. George Russell, Ralph Allen, Ben Barnicoat completing the top half dozen.
I know as a driver how it feels. He did a very good job the whole race, and then in the end to finish like that. You know, it's racing, things can happen. But in the end, yeah, we got back into first. It wasn't so easy because, you know, there was 2 safety cars, so the whole field got back together. And here when the safety cars come out, there's always possibilities for the guys behind to attack. So yeah, I kept my cool, one corner at a time, 1 lap at a time, and yeah, in the end we came away with the victory, which is what matters. So very good job from everyone.
I think it was quite nice. I was just trying to focus on driving, thinking nothing else, go ahead. Yeah, and it works basically. Yeah, basically I think the crashes belong to racing. This happens sometimes. I gained few positions because of that, but I think I did a good job, and now we need to just look on forward for the second race.
Yeah, look, it's a difficult race. I got a good start. First few laps we had some issues. It made the race very challenging, and to be honest, with 30 to go, it was like, not sure if we get to the finish. So the fact that we finished and got good points is a relief.
Stay with us. Rookie claims his maiden Formula 3 European Championship win here at the Norisring. Coming up. Fifth race weekend, the FIA Formula 3 European Championship at the Norisring in Germany. Huge crowd at the autograph session, meeting the Formula 3 European Championship drivers, a chance to pick up some autographs and maybe a future Formula 1 star. Great weather, but not a great weekend so far for Callum Eilert. The Briton had to change his engine, was penalised for causing a collision with Ericsson as well. But he does look quick, and he claimed a win in Austria last time out. It's time to meet this rapid youngster.
My name is Callum Eilert. I'm 17 years old. I'm from Great Britain, and I'm driving for Van Amersfoort Racing. So when I was 7, I started karting. I then went from British to international. When I got into international, I won the European Championship in 2014. I also had the Vice World Championship in 2012. I got the call up to do Formula 3 for last year. I finished 12th in the championship, and I'm racing here again this year. Yeah, so this year I've got my dad. He's really the one who's been with me the whole time of my racing career. My mum also really helps me with my sort of nutrition and stuff like that, and I guess the support as well. But yeah, it's just a family thing this year. But of course the team is a big help as well. My idol is Michael Schumacher. This is because of his 7 World Championships and his attitude and his will to win. So my favourite track is the Nürburgring. This is because of its flow. It's really nice to overtake as well, and you've got to be quite aggressive to be quick there.
Ready for race 2 at Germany's Norisring. Antoine Hubert on pole in the Van Amersfoort number 21 machine. Really hot, nearly 30 degrees of air temperature, track nearly 40 degrees. He at least has a decent place to start. He hasn't had a podium finish this year yet. Lance Stroll on the outside the front row from the Prema Power team makes a good getaway. The race 1 winner challenging for the lead down to the first corner. Antoine Hubert has Max Günther in his other mirror as well. Günther decides that discretion the better part of valor early on. Lance Stroll presses the issue with Hubert, but the Frenchman gets a good run off the hairpin and has the lead. Well, he was always angled for the run down there, but Hubert didn't really get a great start from the left-hand side of your picture. It nearly went 3 wide, 4 wide behind them. And everybody still managed to sort themselves out into some sort of an order by the hairpin. Stroll with a tighter inside line couldn't get the traction he need. Antoine Hubert sweeping around wide on the grippier line, made it through into the lead. Guang Zhanggu passing George Russell for 5th position, and then trouble for Alessio Lorandi, the Carlin driver, on the loose runoff area. Well, it was contact here, exiting the hairpin into the barriers, and the end of his race, I'm afraid. Trouble 2 for Ben Barnicoat as Ryan Tvita clatters him into the wall. Tvita losing it on the cement dust, and Barnicoat the landing pad when he finally came down to rest. Safety car called out for clear-up operations, and as they restart after 10 laps, leader remains the same. Antoine Hubert ahead of Lance Stroll. Maxi Günther in 3rd place. Ericsson, Zhu and Russell completing the top half dozen. Niko Kari parked. So to Sete Kamara. And Kari getting on the inside of his Red Bull teammate, bouncing him into the air. And guess what? A second safety car. Once more they restart. Antoine Hubert getting quite good at this stuff now. Battle behind. Nick Cassidy trying to get by Niko Kari. Managing to squeeze in safely. Kari again banging wheels, but Cassidy on the podium in race 1 and riding his luck there. Kari all over the place as he got completely out of shape. Tangle between Will Buller in 18 and Harrison Newey in the number 20 machine. Both Brits out, and so too is the safety car driver. Hope they filled the tank up nicely. But again, down to the hairpin. And the problem for Will Buller, launching down the inside, completely losing it on the muck on the inside, takes PK out as well. Unguided missile, and the unfortunate crash mats are Harrison Newey and Pedro Piquet. Not much to say about that. Newey absolutely livid. So restart from behind the safety car with 3 minutes and a lap to go. And once more, it is Antoine Hubert who jumps away from Lance Stroll. Maxi Günther with Joel Eriksson close behind, looking for a podium spot and a move behind. Wheel-to-wheel racing between Nick Cassidy and Joel Eriksson. Their battle continues close and clean. Last lap dice for 4th place, and down the inside Cassidy takes the spot away, but nobody gets close to Antoine Hubert. The French rookie who came up from 2-litre Formula Renault last year takes his first win in the season with Van Amersfoort. Lance Stroll in 2nd place and Max Günther completing the podium in 3rd. So the Van Amersfoort boys happy as Antoine Hubert claims victory. Again, just off the podium, Nick Cassidy in 4th, Joel Eriksson in 5th, and Guan Yu Zhu rounding out the top half dozen. Let's hear from our winner.
Incredible, I'm really happy. I had a difficult start of season, but I arrived here even more motivated than ever, so we worked hard and it paid off. Paul and victory, I'm really happy. I want to thank a lot all the Van Amersfoort team for the confidence and the work.
Yeah, he did everything he had to do. Good safety car restarts, good rhythm the whole race, and in the end, fair play to him. He came away with the victory, so it was good points for us. I mean, that's definitely what I'm happy about. I think it was overall a good day with the win this morning and 2nd place now.
Yeah, of course, I like the track a lot. I mean, with the fans here at home, it's always great to drive in front of a big crowd. Yeah, for me, good race with the 3rd position, good points for the championship. I think the speed was good in this race, and I think was important to just have the points now in the pocket.
Coming up, race 3 and lots more dramas at the Norisring. FIA Formula 3 European Championship at the Norisring. Final race of the weekend, and Canada's Lance Stroll, the championship leader, is the man who will start it from pole position.
We got, let's say, a bit of luck because Callum Ilott, who did the pole position, was penalized for the engine change, but of course Lance was P2 and did a very good job yesterday. It's not our strongest circuit, this one in the past years, and bringing home a lot of points like we have done yesterday is very important for us and for him, and we're looking forward for a good race 3 where we should just bring home points.
Well, after a burning hot Saturday, the evening was heavily rainy and the water has got into the starting gear. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to be fixed. The race director then decides that they will have to start the race behind the safety car, normally reserved for extreme wet weather conditions. This is a legacy of that, so it seems fair enough. Green flag. And of course that means no chance to make up any places away from the grid. Tough luck for Callum Ilott, starting way back after that engine change. Away they go then after 2 laps behind the safety car, and the leader has not changed. It is the pole position man, Lance Stroll, who heads the field. Antoine Hubert in 2nd position. And Guan Yu Zhu, the Chinese driver, improving with each race here on the streets of the Norisring. He is in 3rd position. It already looks like Lance Stroll and Antoine Hubert, the 2 race winners so far, breaking for freedom. Guan Yu Zhu behind as Joel Eriksson and George Russell dice just inside the top half dozen. Eriksson should have been the race 1 winner. Russell not yet on the podium this weekend. Eriksson in number 22 and Russell in number 12 come to grips as they tangle. And for both of them, it is a disappointing end to the weekend. And the safety car driver once more makes an appearance as they restart. The next issue, however, comes before we even get to a green flag. Pedro Piquet clattering into Nico Fari, and that brings out a red flag. So behind the safety car, Piquet runs over the back of another machine and then out of control, skating down into the corner. And unfortunately for him, Nico Fari is the man in the landing zone. So Ryan Tvita was the launch lamp. He and Piquet both involved in that incident in the Red Bull Ring 5 weeks earlier. And Piquet being helped away, he was in the end okay. More Alessio Lorandi fans in the grandstand. And as they restart once more, we're inside the final 6 minutes plus a lap. Lance Stroll, Antoine Hubert separated by a whisker. Guan Yu Zhu in third ahead of Sete Kamara, Maxi Gunter. Kamara lunging down the inside. Battle for the lead and battle for third place side by side. Lunge here from Mikkel Jensen on his teammate David Beckman. The Muka Motorsport pair wheel to wheel. Yes, you don't want to watch when you're on the pit wall, do you? Teammates often have a habit of inhabiting the same piece of tarmac. This looks like a good, entertaining battle until it all goes wrong. Unsighted, perhaps. David Beckman just does not see where Mikkel Jensen has got to. And the teammates will discuss it and fail to come to an agreement. Once more yellow flags, once more the safety car. And once more a dash for the cash. Under safety car to Checker. Lance Stroll wins his second race of the weekend. Prema Power Team jumping for joy. So Stroll, Hubert and Kamara, the top three. Guan Yu Zhu in fourth ahead of Maxi Gunter and Nick Cassidy. But Lance Stroll, a very happy man.
You know, I just stayed cool. I did what I had to do. And I'm just so happy for the whole team. You know, everyone's working very, very hard. And in the end, to come away with results like this, it just feels really good. So I'm really happy.
Yeah, I was starting P2. So the most of the job was done in the qualifying. I'm really happy with this second podium. Now, hopefully, we'll continue like this in Zandvoort in 3 weeks.
Then at some point, I think my rear ring broke. I was lucky with the yellow flag because my car was really slow towards the end of the race. And nobody could overtake me because of the yellow, so it was good.
Well, Lance Stroll scores almost a maximum result from Norisring with 2 wins and a second. He leads by a massive margin in the drivers' standings. And as he meets 2015 champion Felix Rosenqvist, it seems that he will inherit his crown. Well, that's it from the Norisring. We'll see you in 3 weeks' time at Zandvoort.